Fala galera da Ag Fight Diego Ribas, direto de Las Vegas, com Dana White, não precisa apresentar. Hello Dana, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. First of all, Power Slap 2. And how are the numbers? What's your expectation for the second event?
I don't know. You never really know. It's like asking, I have a better idea of what we're going to do on pay-per-view than I do when we do these. It's like asking, what kind of a rating do you think we're going to pull on, on ESPN when we go on? Last time we did 3.2 million viewers, and 1.7 million of them had never been to Rumble before. So I'm expecting a big number.
If somebody in Brazil wants to watch just Rumble, no UFC Fight Pass Brazil.
Right. What they do is they go to Rumble. Rumble's an app like YouTube, so they could download the app. It's free, and you can watch it live on Rumble. We also own the SLS Skate League, and we just did it, and a lot of the Brazilians were skating on that competition in Chicago. So the same way, you can watch it on Rumble, just like they did SLS.
If I'm not wrong, the Brazilians, they won in Chicago.
That's
Fadinha,
right.
She's very famous, yeah. We are doing good in skate, and maybe in Power Slap. Do you think any Brazilian are coming?
I think there will be, of course, because wherever you can make some money, a Brazilian will be there. First of all, Brazilians do well in skating. They dominate in MMA. Bull riding, which is another company that we own.
PBR.
Yep. What else? Oh, surfing is another thing that Brazilians are great at.
Don't forget soccer, please.
Soccer too. Yeah. What aren't you guys good at?
Surf. Yeah, you said
Good at
that.
surfing too, yeah.
Okay. So this tomorrow, actually, you guys are gonna have the super heavyweight, right? And Team Silva, former UFC champion, he's fighting in slap competitions as super heavyweight. Is it possible maybe we're gonna see him here fighting for Power Slap?
I don't know. Tim's kind of old. I don't know if Tim should be slapping it. How old is Tim now? He's got to be
40-something.
Yeah, almost 50.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He probably shouldn't be getting slapped anymore.
Good point.
Or hit.
What about women's division? Are you guys planning to have it? How is the process of fighting slap fighters?
Everything's going to change when I do season 2 of Power Slap Road to the Title. We're doing it in Abu Dhabi. In this country right now, it's hard to get people in the country. We're going to be bringing people in from all over the world for season 2. And, Russia, Poland, South Africa, India, Australia, the list goes on and on. We'll find the best in the world. We're going to be doing a casting call after this, after tomorrow.
Awesome. Moving forward, let me ask you a few questions about UFC. First of all, when is the next event in Brazil? Do you have any prediction for when are you guys going back to Brazil?
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea right now. We were just in Brazil. I mean, this year. So I don't know when we're heading back yet.
Yeah, like a few years ago, UFC went to Brazil like 5-6 times per year. Is it possible to see something like 2, 3, 4 events per year in the near future?
Yeah, well, the difference back then was the world was very normal back then, because of COVID, there's so many places that we haven't been, and we only do 44 events a year, and 12 to 14 of them are pay-per-view. So there's a lot of places we still need to hit.
Perfect. Next pay-per-view card, Charles Oliveira is back, Amanda Nunes is back. Can you talk a little bit, give me your thoughts about them? Especially Charles, that he was supposed to fight in May, now he's fighting in June. If he wins, is it safe to say he's going to get the title shot?
I have no idea. Well, you got to see how the fight plays out, how he looks, and but yeah, I mean, he's up there. It's very likely, yes, that if he wins, he would. But who knows? We'll see how the whole thing plays out. The other thing that you can't plan for is injuries and personal problems and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of things that go into whether a guy is going to get the next shot.
What about Amanda Nunes? How important? I mean, right now she's the only Brazilian that is the champion, and she has 2 belts. Are you guys still planning for her to defend both titles? A lot of talk, gossip that maybe she's going to retire soon. How important is Amanda for the company?
Yeah, I love her. I mean, personally, I love her. She's a great human being. I love working with her, and she's made a lot of money. She's got a good life, and I don't know how much longer she'll fight. I mean, you get to a point where how much more do you need to accomplish in the sport? How much desire and drive do you have to remain a champion in 2 different weight classes? That's all up to her, not me. I don't know. We'll see how this next fight goes with her, how she looks, how she comes out of it, and where her head's at. And I don't know the answers to those questions. Only she does.
Got it. Salt Lake City card. A lot of Brazilians there. All Brazilian fans are very excited about it. First of all, Alex Pereira, he's back, but now as a 205, and he's fighting a former champion. How was the matchup? At certain point he was asking to fight Adesanya, Israel Adesanya, for the 3rd time. How was the negotiation? What do you see for him?
He's easy to deal with. Moving up is probably the right move for him. Obviously jumping right into 205 in a very tough fight against Blachowicz, but a fun one. I mean, that should be an incredible fight. And, we'll see how he looks at 205.
And Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is back. Before, is it hard to negotiate with Paulo because he fights once a year and now he looks like he was asking for a lot of money? I don't know how was that.
Right. But
now you guys have a new deal with him, new contract, right?
I think that every fighter we deal with is different in certain ways, Some are easy, some are tougher, but that's our job. That's what we do. Our job is to get deals done. And we finally got him, dialed in, and it'll be fun to see him fight in Utah. I mean, his last fight with Rockhold was awesome. I mean, it was an incredible war. It's one of those fights that if you were there that night live or watched it on TV, it's a fight you'll never forget. So he's fun to watch. It'll be good to have him back.
I was there. I will never forget. This fight was amazing.
It really was.
The blood, everything. But he's fighting an upcomer, right? Not a ranking fighter. Mm-hmm. And why? And a lot of talks about in Brazil, like, he could have fought a top 10, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee you this. He's fighting a tough guy. It'll be a damn good fight. And like I said before, when you're negotiating and doing deals with fights, they're not as easy behind the scenes as they seem on the surface. So,
perfect. Last question for me. Michel Pereira, he's fighting Salt Lake City against Stephen Thompson. In Brazil, everybody wanted to watch this fight since the beginning of the year. Michel was asking a lot for this fight, but this fight was supposed to happen in May, and then Canada, Vancouver, now Salt Lake City. What do you think about this fight? Do you think it's a perfect matchup? 2 strikers?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Stylistically, it's a very fun fight. Wonder Boy fights kind of conservative. Pereira does not. It should be. Backflip. Yeah, it should be a very entertaining fight because of how they match up stylistically, and they both love the stand-up. So, listen, we put together this card. Styles make fights, and stylistically, this card couldn't possibly be better.
I do believe it's the best card so far in the year. Like the whole card, it is.
I don't disagree with you.
Perfect. If you don't mind, last but not least, send a message for Brazilian fans. They're going to watch this video. What can expect from UFC, especially for Brazilians, through the end of 2023?
Yeah, well, obviously we got tons of great fights coming up. You guys now have UFC Fight Pass. You can watch everything down there in Brazil. The Contender Series is coming up too, which is fun, and I'm sure it will be packed with Brazilians too. It's going to be a great year. Keep watching.